Now that I've played the beta and had time to rigorously test it, I think me and the special analyzers that I hired cracked what makes the beta one of the best betas I've ever played. And that reason is because it's the only beta I've ever played. First thing I want to address is the weapons of the game. Now, the weapons in the game have nothing inherently wrong with them. They function pretty well and they kill things perfectly fine. But they don't feel special enough. Apart from the exotics, of course, which, by the way, are so sweet. But the legendaries themselves are just so plain. And here's why. Remember back to Destiny 1. There were actually guns that you'd be excited to use, or to try out. Or at least for me. I would even get on to play specifically for certain guns. For example, my Zaranaea D. It was just so fun to use. It had a great sound to it, handled excellently, and was not in any way weak, while not being overly strong as well. Also, primaries seem to be underachieving in this beta. The damage against anything but squishies and mid-tier enemies is so bad. The energy weapons in this game are a step up in comparison to the primaries in terms of damage and aesthetics, but the pros seem to end. Most of the energy weapons are very hard to handle, having very bouncy sights and really uncontrollable recoil. Especially the scout rifle. It just seems to shoot much too fast, and the shots just bounce up and down without giving you any time to anticipate the recoil and adjust it in any way. And this sort of goes for all energy weapons, but it seems that none of them have bullets that really connect. They seem to hit the target and like pass straight through them. They do no damage. Like, even with submachine guns, you'll spray a whole entire clip basically in someone's direction, and their shields won't even be depleted. And now for power weapons. Oh, sorry, just had a little burp right there. Power weapons are in an okay spot to me. Except for the sniper, but I'm hoping that this is just like a bad roll on it, or a bad sniper in general, because it doesn't seem too special to me. Weapons used to be Destiny's strong point in my opinion. They handled great, were fun to use, and were appealing, both visually and audibly. But these guns seem to be lacking that flair. More so the primaries, but the energy weapons feel a bit too flashy with some, and others fit right in. Well, we'll see in Destiny 2 though. And another thing my friend said that would have helped this greatly would be letting us level the weapons up ourselves. We had all weapons fully leveled up, which cut a lot of the grind out, which really harmed the beta a lot in my opinion. The Dawnblade is overall a super fun subclass to play, and I definitely feel strong when playing it, but the super is extremely short, easy to miss, and not rewarding. The super lasts a pitiful amount of time when you're shooting non-stop, only getting off 6 or sometimes even less shots than that, which don't do too much damage with low splash. This class is actually my new favorite in Destiny 2. Charging up your grenade with super energy is so much fun, but that isn't all good. I'm constantly eating at my super, and I don't mind. It's not the best super, I mean, it's devastating, but the bloom perk destroys the Axion bolts from it, rendering them useless. Not much to say, but from what I heard, it's difficult in PvP to get a kill without throwing the shield. Also, Word of Dawn having Armor of Light is really limiting what it can be used for, but provides a good backup to Sentinel's primary mode. Definitely a step down from Destiny 1. While good in PvP, it seems to lack any good PvE use other than the boss damage and the grenades. Overall, the supers are all fun and powerful in their own right. Some more than others, but something does have to be done about the duration of some. Notably Dawnblade and Gunslinger, the one that shoots 6 bullets. Both are incredibly short, especially in comparison to supers like Arcstrider and to a lesser extent the Sentinel. In Arcstrider's case, it has none of the restrictions that others have. It does amazing at making orbs and clearing ads with a pretty beefy lifespan. Not saying it should get nerfed, but it should rather be what other supers should look like, because I feel like the way it is the perfect way for mobile supers in this game. It has a good, nice lifespan. Each attack doesn't really take too much off the meter, but it still is short enough to be able to outrun in PvP, and short enough to not be so overpowered in PvE. Overall, my experience with the beta is positive. I did like the small taste of Destiny 2 that I got. It wasn't a letdown to me, but I also didn't go into the beta expecting much more than the world premiere footage and gameplay that we've all seen from like every YouTuber. It kept me interested for about 4 hours, which is more than I could have asked. But ripe. Yeah. The strike. An engaging strike, but it is so boring from encounter to encounter. There's so much running and running. From the long trail to the conflux and the area filled with craters, it makes up like a quarter of the strike. And I'm not talking about all the running in the game. I'm talking about sections where you are just running and don't have to engage enemies. So places like the drill site and post-conflicts jump pass don't count. Most of this could have been fixed by providing either fast mobility to players in terms of jumps and gliding and the boost, or just letting people use pikes and sparrows instead of having to find them randomly. The PvP is alright at times, but clearly pulse rifles seem to be the better choice since most engagements are down lanes much too far for autos and such. And the scouts provided are horribly imbalanced, either providing slow, clunky shots or fast, sporadic ones. Also, the spawning system triggers me because there's no spawns for each team. You just appear wherever, leading to you getting ganked like nearly every life and every other kill. It's insane.
Make a big noise playing in the street. Gonna be a big man someday. You got mud on your face, you big disgrace.
The New World Nessus was something I was most looking forward to. And while the scenery is definitely a gorgeous place, despite being a relatively small place, it manages to feel somewhat expansive with some varying landscapes and terrains. However, this isn't called Destiny 2 Beta Gripes, so I can jerk Bungie's rocket launcher off for all the Vex milk I can get. Oh no no no, that's plan B if I can't afford the game. Not having a patrol mode is potentially what killed the beta, forcing players to abandon teammates to explore the very small, uninteresting area, provided with nothing to occupy yourself with but the visuals and occasional pikes that harass you, is something that really gives you nothing to keep playing after completing the strike and obtaining all the gear. But having all of Nessus would have increased replayability of the beta enough to at least keep players hyped and interested for possible discoveries that may be hidden. Heck, as it stands, the funniest thing to do is glitch out of the map, which is ironic. Also,
give us the damn secret already! Was it the last sector or what? Just tell us, Benji!